Mr. Sikand.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. My questions are going to be directed towards the airlines. I appreciate your opening remarks and welcome them. But having said that, do the airlines, Air Canada and WestJet, understand why passengers are frustrated with the level of service they sometimes receive from your airlines? Why they feel powerless or lacking in rights?
I'm happy to answer that, but first and foremost, we have to recognize that for any airline, I'll speak for Air Canada, the level of customer service that we provide is critical for us, and as in any business, we always aim to do better. So it would be wrong for me to try and convince you that we don't have those types of issues. But I think what we need to recognize is that the airline industry, first and foremost, it is a very complex industry. And at times, we do get into situations where we fail, from a customer service point of view. And I think what is really important is how we recover. And in our opening statements, when I was, suggesting the fact that we are investing in better tools for us to be able to provide compensation faster or to get to customers faster, to be able to, respond quicker to inquiries. But there's no doubt, we carry 45 million passengers a year. Issues will occur. And I think just, to echo the earlier comment when we talk about, the different stakeholders in any process, if we really want to improve the process for customers, it's best for all of us to understand really where the choke points or the failures are, and if we do understand that better, we can aim to improve it. But yes, of course, we understand that, that customers can be frustrated, for sure.
Thank you. And WestJet?
So last week I had an opportunity to help with check-in at one of our bases at West, a relatively small base. And we do these base visits on a regular basis and meet with WestJetters and our guests, etc. And I got a chance to probably talk to 20 or 30 guests throughout the course of the day. In answer to your question, and based on the conversations I was having with them, and I never actually posed that specific question to them, but there's a fundamental thing that occurs. It was quite obvious as I was watching people come into the airport. There's a fundamental thing that occurs when you enter into commercial aviation travel, and that is you lose control from the very moment you step into the airport. And I think part of the issue that we have, as we were saying, we have service failures. We recognize that. 700 launches a day, 700 flights a day. Part of the issue, and it's a challenge for us that we have to deal with, is that regardless of how seasoned a traveler you are, when you step into this process of commercial aviation, you lose control of where you can go, when you can go, and how you can go. And that creates a frustration that we certainly understand.
And again, to both the airlines, do you think it's reasonable for passengers to expect same compensation and service levels across all carriers?
When it comes to expecting, same service levels across all carriers, we all compete with each other. So we hope that we have differentiators. But I would expect that, Canadians would be able to be confident in understanding that if there is a service failure, what is it that an airline provides? So I would expect that, we should make those compensation levels clear to customers. We should post them adequately. We should make it easy and timely for customers to be able to be compensated. When it comes to, should the compensation be equal? In an environment today, even where there is no legislation, we still compensate customers for service failures. So for example, if flights are delayed, even if there is no legislation, we still do compensate passengers that are traveling within Canada, for example. So the expectation was...
Just to follow up on that, is it reasonable for them to have the same rights and compensation across all carriers? To expect that?
That they would expect to have the same level of compensation?
Yes, and rights.
Yes, but I would say that the airlines should also be able to expand on a compensation if they choose to.
And can I get a quick yes or no from WestJet?
Yes.
Thank you. With the remaining time I have, I'm going to just switch gears here a bit. There's 2.5 million people in Canada that suffer from allergies, and I wanted to know what your airlines have done to implement some policy or safety standards for those that suffer from anaphylaxis.
I can speak to that. Lauren McKenzie from WestJet.
So again, it depends on the nature of the allergy. There's a variety of animal versus foods and peanuts. So for each type of allergy, there's a different response. The bottom line is to ensure safety for all guests, of course, and for the individual who has the severe allergy, as well as providing a buffer zone from the source. And there's guidance from CTA decisions that give clarity around what those expectations are. We have to put that language in our policies and procedures and in our tariffs to ensure that people with allergies have an understanding of what they can expect when they fly with us.
And
30 seconds.
Air Canada?
In the case of Air Canada, we have a similar buffer zone, and we also ask our crews to, speak to passengers that are surrounding, the individual that may have an allergy. So we've taken very similar
Thank you for your
steps as
responses.
a question.
Thank you.